21,370,000,000 naira only is for statutory transfers. 1,475,000,000,000. 320,000,000 naira only is for debt services. 2,648,600,000,000 naira only is for recurrent non-debt expenditure, while the sum of 1,845,540,000,000 naira, inclusive of 157,150,000,000 naira is for statutory transfers, and 86 billion naira as interest on capitalized loans is for contribution to development fund for capital expenditure for the year ending on the 31st December 2016.
Over 6 trillion predicated on an oil benchmark of $38 per barrel, and indeed a debt profile of 1.8 trillion. I want to say that financing and funding concerns arising as a result of the volatility and unpredictability of the global oil pricing, which is currently characterized by an increasing downward trend in the market. The consequential effect, Honorable Speaker, is the high deficit margin that the debt option has been adopted by government to take care of. My own suggestion is a call for diversification, which many of our colleagues have already spoken about, and particularly as it has to do with the area of agriculture and solid minerals, which I believe at the committee level, this House should raise the funding for these sectors so that we can heal and cure our overdependence on this oil, which has provided a basis for a mono economy of which we are suffering today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this time for me to also lend my voice on this budget. I had so many things to say, but for want of time, I may not be able to say much. One thing I want to observe is that funding is largely coming from the non-oil sector. And the provisions that have been made in sectorial allocation of the budget, you will see that the areas where you are going to encourage some of these non-oil revenues to come from are being underfunded. A very clear example is agriculture, where you have over 70% of the Nigerian population who are farmers in that area. And as of today, based on the economic hardship and the high rise of the exchange rate, many farmers cannot get fertilizer, and many farmers have withdrawn their children from school. And up to that, we are still gathering a lot of money, up to 6 trillion, and we are budgeting just 78 billion for agriculture. And I think that is highly unfair. If you go to the streets of China, you will see that in every house there is a mini factory inside. This is as a result of development of medium-scale technology. And if you look at the allocation for science and technology, you will almost weep and say, where are we heading to? We are talking of creating employment, and we are not talking of developing the infrastructure that will drive this employment. And that is very, very worrisome. And the third issue that I would like to also look at is, if you are talking of non-oil, you talk of agriculture, you talk of science and technology, you must talk of solid minerals. And if you look at the solid mineral sector, just about 18 billion is provided at an era where you're talking of non-oil revenue. And I think this also is unfair, and I think we should look at this very well, because this is the area where a lot of illegal mining is taking place in Nigeria, and unless we deploy so much funds into this sector so that we can develop the sector, definitely will continue to go through this same system, and this so-called non-oil revenue may hardly be achieved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On capital projects, it means that we're spending money, we're borrowing money to spend on things that we should not be spending money on. I think we have to check that our expenditure should not be on, our borrowed money should not be used on recurrent. The second thing, sir, if you look at the proper reading of the MTEF as we approved, and the budget proposals that were brought, the 3 booklets, you will notice that not all proposed expenditures of government and its agencies have been captured in the bill. There are over 3 million, other expenditures of over 3 trillion in the MTEF have not been captured in the 2016 appropriation bill. And if you add that 3 trillion to the 6 trillion, it means that the actual expenditure of government in the coming year is 9 trillion.
But I want us to keep in view our commitment to the people, which is that as representative of the people, we must always put the interests of the people first. So as we put these estimates into a bill that will finally crystallize into a law, my appeal is that we put the interests of the people first, not our own interests, please. So on that note, I'll put the question, and the question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes has it. The bill is now referred to the Committee on Appropriation, with all other standing committees as subcommittees of the Committee on Appropriation.